I'm going to share with you the exact 7-step full body workout system we've used with 500 plus enduro races to build a fit and strong body from head to toe, without training every day, without riding all the time like the pros do, without fancy, complicated, confusing gym equipment, without training for hours at a time, while only training for 45 minutes, 3 times per week, using exercises a 5-year-old or a 60-year-old could do so you can kick ass on race day. Step 1 is defining the goal of the workout. So part A, the rider needs to get stronger. The bike weighs about 110 kilos or 240 pounds, plus you've got the rider on top. So if the rider weighs 90 kilos, about 200 pounds, that's a total of 200 kilos or 440 pounds that the rider needs to wrestle around on race day. Part B, the rider needs to get comfortable at a high heart rate. Enduro isn't just one speed like a running race. It's hard, intense efforts, followed by a bit of short rest, followed by more intense efforts. Nail this with your training consistently, and you'll be able to ride hard for twice as long on race day. Step 2 is the exercises for your workout. The first exercise we're going to use is the back squat. Your lower body is the most used muscle group on the bike and is also a really powerful muscle group. Most of your movement on the bike is actually generated using your lower body. The next exercise we're going to use is the bent over row. A rider goes through a lot of pushing and pulling with their upper body on the bike. We want to get these muscles as strong as we can in the gym, so it feels easier to wrestle the bike around on race day. The next exercise is the rowing machine. The rowing machine is great because it builds your ability to be able to get to a high heart rate, recover, and then go hard again. It uses your upper and lower body together in one exercise, exactly like you do on the bike, and you can adjust the resistance to make it easier or harder. The last exercise we're going to use is the burpee. The burpee is great because it builds your ability to get to a high heart rate using your upper and lower body as well. Great because no equipment is required. When you incorporate these exercises into your training, you'll feel that your muscles have more strength and endurance on the bike, even if you're not riding more. Step 3 is session structure. The first thing we want to do is focus on our lower body strength, which is our back squat. The reason we do this is because it's the most taxing exercise because of the large amount of muscles used and weight that you can lift. So you want to be fresh for this. The second part of our workout is our upper body strength, the bent over row. It's not as taxing as the lower body work. Generally, you use less weight for your upper body than you do for the lower body. We're using smaller muscles, so it should be done after the major lift. The last part of our workout is our interval conditioning, our burpees and rowing. The reason we want to do this last is it won't affect your strength work since it's the last part of the session. So you can empty the tank, and it's very taxing on your lungs and on your breathing. If you structure your sessions like this using these exercises, you'll feel fitter and stronger each time you get out for a ride. If you have no training structure or program, you're literally just guessing and hoping something will work, and you're probably going to be disappointed most weekends. Step 4 is the warm-up. You want to use the movements in your training as your warm-up. The best warm-up for any movement is the movement itself with lighter weight and lower intensity because it uses the exact same muscles in the exact same way that you're about to train. This will make sure that your body feels primed and ready to go rather than feeling stiff, rigid, and weak during your training session. Step 5 is your sets and reps. We want to work on 4 sets of 10 for our back squats and our bent over rows for this session. The reason we're doing this is because it will get you comfortable with the movements quicker because we're doing a lot of reps, but you're also able to use a lighter weight than what you would use if you were doing sets of 3. So there's less chance of injury while you're getting better and comfortable with the exercises. We're then going to finish off with our conditioning, which is 4 rounds, 1 minute row, 1 minute burpees, 1 minute rest. And we're working at maximal effort for our rowing and burpee intervals. We want to get your body used to working hard, getting to a high heart rate, resting, going hard again, being able to recover fast between these efforts, exactly like you do on the bike. When you get better at doing intervals, you'll find that you recover a lot quicker between tough sections out on the track, and you get comfortable having your heart rate high through sections that take a lot of physical effort. Step 6, rest. Take 60 seconds between your strength sets. The reason we do this is we want to get your body used to operating under a little bit of fatigue, as well as getting the session done within 45 minutes. If you're used to having to work through fatigue in your training and having to make sure that you're really focused and sharp even when you feel a little bit tired, it's going to help to train you mentally and physically for races. Step 7 is choosing your starting weight for your strength exercises. We want to use a moderate weight. The reason we want to use a moderate weight is because we want to be able to perform the exercise with great technique. We want to be able to allow room to increase the weight next session to be able to build strength. This way, you'll actually be able to recover from your training and not be so flogged from your gym work that you actually feel worse on the bike, not better. If you'd like a free copy of my strength and fitness benchmarks that we use to track the fitness and strength of our enduro races, check the link in the description.